Hey, good morning, everyone. It's 7 a.m. Welcome. Good morning, everyone. Holy cow, am I freaking tired? I'm felt like I slept right, but woke up extremely tired this morning. I don't know if it was something I ate or what the hell it was, but I am here nevertheless. And this is actually the last show that you're going to see on some of these platforms, just so anybody knows if you've been watching on the Isle of Bayonne page or on the some of the other Facebook pages that I manage. Um, Another one is the Periscope, which is actually going to be canceled. Twitter owns Periscope, and they're going to be going away at the end of March or mid March or something. So I'm not going to be there anymore. So if you are interested in this 7 a.m. program, which I'm going to continue doing either in a this video form slash podcast form or just straight podcast. I will continue to do it, but it would only be on one Facebook page, which is my John Henry Soto fan page. I hate calling it a fan page. I don't know. It's a business page, right? Yeah, it's a business page. I'm going to do some tweaks on that page, and it's going to become this, and a few other things. But um, just basically my entertainment work, and it'll be on YouTube and Twitch on those three platforms. So it won't be on my personal page where all my friends are, and it won't be on the couple of other pages that I manage. I can't remember which ones, but anyway, it'll be on those three. And the reason for that is I'd like to, if people are really interested in the 7 a.m., I think it's a much nicer thing to have them come on their terms rather than for me to be on all my pages and have a desperation look. People listen to the show. I know people listen to the show because even though they don't comment or like or anything, I get messages from people letting me know certain comments if they had regarding the show. I had a very nice conversation a few days ago with a gentleman regarding drug the drug episode, um, with the drugfreeworld.org organization, and the booklet that I'm handing out or giving out for free. If anybody's interested, you can check out that episode a few days ago. And So I had a really nice conversation with someone, and so I know people are listening, which I totally appreciate all of you very much. And But I'm going to actually narrow it down to just the that page, my personal page, my business page, and YouTube, and of course Twitch, which I'm really trying to expand on Twitch because it's a great platform. No censorship on the platform as well, and it's a great opportunity. So I'm trying to expand on that page there. So yeah, so that starting Monday morning, that will be on those other platforms, and for everyone else, on the Isle of Bayonne page, on the How About This page, on the Soto in Trouble page, all those pages that I operate and have fun with, um, it won't be there as of Monday, but I will be here, and try to expand on this a little bit. And I love the topics that people have suggested to me to kind of go over, whether it be something that I have experience on, or something that they're interested in learning about, and I'll research it. That I enjoy doing that. I would like to have a guest on at this time, but I don't know who's going to be on it. Who's going to wake up, and be on at 7 a.m. to talk and to be alert. Not that I am either, but yeah, but that's what we're gonna start next week. One other announcement is I do have another show starting on Tuesdays in the evenings at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. which is called Counterparts Podcast. And that's going to be specifically only on the Counterparts page, Facebook page. And that's really going to be a lot of fun. My cousin George and I, we grew up together, and I mean, we were the first musicians we've ever played with, right? I saw him buy his first drum set. I went with I went with him to buy his first drum set when he was like 15 years old or something. And it was great. I played a little bit guitar, not I wasn't that great at that point, obviously, but I played, and we basically started a band that at that time, and we played and we recorded records, and we played to a lot of people and had a lot of fun. But one of the things that we always had was humor. We always had we had very specific. We loved Star Trek, so we dove into Star Trek, and we loved music, obviously. And we also loved the more obscure things like Bob Ross, the painter from PBS, and PBS shows in general, cooking shows. I don't know. We were just weird kids, but we would watch these and basically just have hours and hours of conversations and laughs about things. So we're going to start this on Tuesday nights, and we're going to be breaking down a lot of uh, Star Trek episodes. Um, and we're going to use the Star Trek episodes as a foundation to build around with using music and different things that are happening during that time in the '60s when the show was on. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. So anyway, that's on Tuesday nights, every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you can join the Counterparts podcast page. You can also go to counterpartspodcast.com. Counterparts, I guess I should write that down, right? Or write it into a thing. So we'll do that right now. Even though we're live, why not? All right. So if you go here, boom, 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 counterpartspodcast.com. And that's going to be and that'll take you right to actually a Facebook page, because we haven't built an actual website just yet, but that will take you to exactly where you can see the show. We're also going to have a contest. We have these great Star Trek new edition 55th anniversary magazines that we're giving out. They weren't cheap. They were actually really good. There's two series, issue 1 and 2, that we're going to give away as a contest, which we're going to explain how the contest is going to work on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. If anyone is interested in winning those, it's going to be cool. So, okay, so let's get started with today's show. Um, so it's one of those strange things when you're trying to promote a business and you're wondering to yourself, is anyone paying attention, right? Because we are bombarded every 10 seconds with something. If we're on our phones, we have thousands of ads coming through, comments, conversations that we're having with our friends, families, business associates. It's just a constant barrage of information that's hitting us on a daily basis. So, how do you navigate yourself in there to try to, one, promote your product, right? So you can get sales, get clients, and also help people as well, right? Now, sometimes your product is not necessarily a product that directly helps somebody. Maybe you're selling coffee mugs or something, which, it's great because it holds coffee, right? But it's not a thing that you give to someone and it's going to change their life, right? It's a product. It's sort of like in real estate, we know that we help people, right? They need to find a home. We find them a home. We make sure that they're happy with the home. We make sure that they're getting a good price, and that the seller is actually receiving and that all sides are happy, right? So we're helping people in that sense. We get into their lives. We learn about them, because it's a process to buy a home. It's usually the biggest purchase of their lives, right? At that time. So it's a very important moment for them. So we get involved heavily into their lives. So we're able to help them tremendously in real estate. Um, other shops and other products are always there to help, right? But how it helps is a little bit it's different. So you have to kind of figure out how does your product help in the well, I'm gonna actually go down the list here. So that's number three. But let me start with number one. I like to jump around. I like to jump around. Hey, it's better than sleeping around, right? But seriously, folks, so the first thing on your business is one, you have to love your product. You have to love your product. You have to truly 100% believe that what you're doing, that what you're actually giving out, that what you're selling, what you're promoting, you love and that you're proud of it. That's the number one thing. If you wake up in the morning and you're like, ah, nobody's gonna buy this thing, well then you are not going to sell anything ever, right? You're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle. I guarantee you're gonna struggle. So how do you love your product? Just do what you love. I wrote it right over here. Do what you love, right? Um, it took me a long time to figure that out, because what the things that I really love are I love music, I love film, and I love helping people. I love these three things, right? And within those three things, there's a wide array of things that you can do to help others, right? And what I decided was that, well, I can help people in those areas if they're like music, for instance. I just interviewed a band called, I can't remember their name. Ugh, I'm sorry about that. Um, Dark Matter. I interviewed this band called Dark Matter, and it was a very helpful flow for them. They were a little nervous, but they were totally fantastic. They gave great answers, and they play industrial metal, which I'm not too familiar with, but from what I could see, they're very, very talented, very tight unit, loud, and it was really it was really cool. And they were really just a great bunch of guys. So it was a help flow. It was for a record studio that's here, a recording studio, I should say, local here. And he just emailed me this morning if I can interview two more bands middle of March. So I know this helps them because I have a little bit of a following in locally, and especially I haven't done a lot of music things, but lately I've been working with the band called Break Time. I've also been a local band. Also, I've been actually putting up um, musical acts at B22, which is a local building here, a beautiful building that was built here in Bayonne, and where they have live performances. But they're starting that out, so I've been live streaming them and getting them the artists and producing the show and being there and kind of navigating that. We've done two of them so far. We have some more coming up in the future. And that actually really does help the artists tremendously because they get paid at the same time they get a couple thousand people exposure, seeing their work. So I know that that's one way that I can help, right, within music. So people say, well, are you going to play your guitar? Well, yeah, I do play a lot as well. I play on some other platforms and stuff. But I want to kind of contribute more in that area. And that is what I love about my product. My product is entertainment. My product is helping others through entertainment, right? And that's my product. So when I'm posting something, whatever it is, whether it's a film, whether it's me playing guitar, whether it's a post of another band, whether it's a clip of an interview, whether it's interviewing artists like I did on my show last year, the JHS show. I did 100 episodes, and had a great time. Thank you for the heart. Appreciate it. Um, and so that was actually a help flow as well to artists. So when I post something, I love it, and people may I know that there's eye rollers out there, but I always say, you know what? My line is make them roll their eyes so hard that they fall out of their heads. You want people to roll their eyes, because those people are not really your fans, right? Those are just, they're quiet haters as well out there. And then there's some louder haters, right? It's all fine. It's all good. You have to love it. You have to love it. So when I put up anything, whatever, it could be a picture of my kids having lunch or dinner. It could be them doing homeschooling, whatever it is something that's there to expand my brand, to get people to know me better, to get people to want to work with me on certain projects, and I love it. So I love my product, and that's number one, that you have to love what you're doing and you have to love your product uh, unconditionally. Even entertainment, when things are rough in entertainment, we've been considered non-essential, which is really hurtful. When you think about people are home right now consuming music, films, during the pandemic, that's all they did. You talk about essentials, that's what got a lot of people through. So we are essential. So you love your product. Okay, number two is no shame in the game. Promote, right? Have a game plan of how you're going to promote it, right? Whether you're depending on what kind of business you are, right? Some businesses work really well on Facebook, others are more visual. They work really well on Instagram. Others are very conversational. If you're really comfortable in front of the camera, you can use TikTok or Snapchat, or Facebook and all those other platforms as well. But it's more visual. It takes a little bit more time, so you have to have a game plan. So write down, okay, I love my product and I'm going to start promoting my product on Instagram first, then LinkedIn. What are you best at? Are you best at writing? Are you best in front of the camera? Are you best behind the camera directing someone? What is it that you're really, really good at to promote your business? If you're a writer, start writing, start getting your stuff out there. There's a lot of writing platforms that you can post your stuff on, start a blog, obviously, and put that blog onto all the platforms, right? The ones that will take those the that are easily to promote your blog on. So, but have no shame, because I think what happens is people are like, "Oh, I just posted yesterday. I don't want to have to post again." I mean, you have to incorporate passion and your life into your product. So it doesn't mean like I'm not always promoting, hey, go on Spotify and check out my band's records, or my band's not, check out my films, go to my website and check out, go to my Patreon account and help me out and make a donation, or become a Patreon and get behind it. I don't always promote those kind of things. They're there. People know they're there. It's my website, johnhenrysoto.com. You can see everything that I'm doing, everything that I'm working on. And if anybody is interested in getting involved and helping out or contributing or hiring me for anything, that's where it is. So it's 80-20%. 80% of the time, I'm just providing some type of value. I'm providing some type of information for others, help flow for others, pictures of my family, me outside with doing stuff, interviewing the bands, whatever it is. It's just information to give to people. That's 80% of it. I'm actually giving some content and providing some type of value. Then for 20% of the time, I'm asking, hey everyone, I am available to direct your music video. I'm available to direct your short film or your feature film, if the budget is there, obviously. And I can be hired for a lot of things, social media, and even real estate. I'll throw it in there, right? Because I am a real estate agent as well, and I do that locally mainly. But so I throw all that stuff out there, and I have no shame in the game because I don't really push it. People don't feel like I'm selling. People have told me that, they don't feel like I'm selling. Like, they don't even know what I do sometimes. They're just kind of like, I'm just this personality that they don't realize I do work. I do have things that I'm actually doing and making money for. But it's not something that I put out there and say, hire me, right? So have no shame in how you promote, but get a game plan. Find out what you're gonna post, when you're gonna post, what platforms you're gonna use, right? Your website design, if you're going to have a website. A lot of artists now are not even getting full websites anymore, right? They're getting these link pages, right, where you go and there's all the links to all your different platforms. That's what I have right now. I used to have a website with pictures and navigating things and stuff, and it just didn't seem like people really cared anymore. I can always go back to that and put that together again, but there's so much information that I have out there from the social media platforms that I just decided to get a link, and it's much cheaper. It was like $6. I pay $6 a month to host all these links, and I just pop the links in there with a nice little photo, and people go to johnhenrysoto.com and they see everything that I have there, all the shows, just a lot of information on the different platforms. So it makes it easier for them. It makes it easier for me, right? That's the way I'm doing now. If your product is very specific, like my wife's an artist, a painter, she has her website, yourwholesomejourney.com. That's different. She needs to show her art. She needs an actual website. She can't just have links to things. She has to have an actual website. So it depends on your product, but have a game plan. It's super important to have a game plan when you're doing this. So have no shame in the game and promote the hell out of it, you know, and find that balance of that 80-20% where you're providing value and then you're also letting people know, hey, by the way, I get paid for certain things, and this is what they are. And figure out how you're going to navigate and put that percentage out there and what time of the day and what platforms you're going to use. All right, that's number two. I'm only up to number two. I talk a lot about this generally. So, um, number three is help others win. So, no matter what it is that you're doing, there's someone else that's doing it that's a little further behind, right? They're trying to catch up to where you are. Anyone, right? I follow people that are doing it right ahead of me, right? And I ask if I'll ask questions to people that really have no business talking to me, but sometimes they actually take the time out and they answer questions, and I'm extremely grateful when they do because it's such a great help flow that they gave me. So always be there for that person that's on the rise, or wanting, or even if they're not haven't started but they've been thinking about it, so reach out to people, reach out to someone that you think, what, I would like to do that, or I am doing that, but I have questions about it. Maybe this person will answer some questions, and then ask them. And you'd be surprised how helpful people will be when you ask them something about their business, because people are passionate to talk about their business. So they're not going to be like, I don't want to talk about my business. You know, it's not, don't tell me about my business. I won't tell you again, don't talk to me about my business. If you get that, then you probably should just slowly walk away, and you're asking the wrong person. But ask people, ask somebody that you admire and see what they say. You'd be surprised. They'd be willing to sit down with you and get a cup of coffee and help you out. And I've done that with people. I said, "Can you mind having a cup of coffee with me?" And I've done that with others. They've called me up. Can I take you out to lunch? I want to ask you some questions about. Absolutely, let's do it. And I give them whatever information I have. I'm very, very giving of all the information of how I did it, where I go, what platforms I use, what's my, and no, I have no secrets. I just tell people everything, and I say, go do it and do it to the best of your ability. Okay. So that's number three, help others win and help them win. Don't just be like, yeah, just go over here and I'll see you later. Help them win, figure out what it is that they're doing, really get involved. Now, obviously, you have to work time, spend time on your own business, but that help flow will help your business. Trust me, that help flow will tremendously help your business. Okay. The next one I wrote 24/7, 365, right? So there is no 9 to 5 when you're trying to navigate as an entrepreneur or trying to build an empire like my wife and I are trying to do and will do. There is no like day off. I mean, it sounds like it sounds like a lot of work, right? Yes, it is. It's a lot of work. I mean, an entrepreneur will rather work 120 hours for himself, making a little bit of money, than to work 40 hours for someone else making a ton of money, right? Or making a decent salary. That's just the way it is. We'd much rather create our own destiny. And people say, well, you got to have job security. I was like, well, there's no better job security than when you run your own business, right? Because you know what your numbers are, you know how to promote, how to navigate your business. If it's a slow time, you need to research and say, okay, what am I going to do during the slow months of my business? And you need to really make sure you navigate. I keep saying the word navigate like I'm some kind of sailor. Um, so but it's really important to navigate uh, your business in those in that area. So make sure that you also have a clear daily plan of how you're operating your business. Because if you are 24/7, 365, and sometimes it's not even that I'm working every single day, every single day, every single day, but I am thinking about it every single day. And I will post something somewhere related to something that I'm doing every single day. And I don't think I've really missed anything in the last as crazy as it sounds, but I don't think I've missed in the last 10 years, unless I was in mourning. I think a couple of times I was in mourning on some stuff, and I didn't post for the day. But I still had automated things going, and there was still stuff happening. But me physically didn't do that for a couple of days in the last 10 years, but very, very little. I'm always constantly promoting and putting stuff out there, learning, studying. All that stuff counts. Like yesterday I researched a bunch of stuff on Star Trek for for the show coming up on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Counterparts, right? Counterparts podcast. um so I spent some time. That's work. I was just hanging out. My family was running around trying to get my kids to sleep. My wife was trying to get my son to sleep, and I had to go back and clean the kitchen. And I do most of the cooking in the house, as well as the cleanup in the kitchen and all that stuff. So I had to go get that handled. But while I'm doing that, I'm on my tablet, I'm on my phone, and I'm researching Star Trek stuff. I'm writing things down, and I'm just running around, walking around the house, even stopping for a second, talking to my son, getting him brushing his teeth, doing all the stuff that I have to do, responsibilities in the house, but with the mindset that I'm researching something right now. I'm working, you know, and that's kind of how you have to put your business in there. You can't just say, okay, I'm going to work now 14 hours today, and I'm not going to talk to anyone, and I'm just going to, because that really becomes old, and not many people can do stuff like that. Maybe the Jeff Bezos, and of course he created a $1 trillion business, right? But no one really no one really wants to be Jeff Bezos, not for the money, not for the work he's put in, not for anything that he has or knows. People want to operate their business on their own terms, right? And if you love it tremendously, like an Elon Musk, who I respect and works tremendous on his business, and he puts in those crazy hours, and he's always exhausted. I don't like that either. You know what I mean? But I do think about my business 24/7, 365. I wake up, I purposely woke myself up at this time to be here every day, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m., to do this so I can help others with their business, or with whatever wisdom that's in my noggin that I can impart. Um, I'm That's part of what I'm doing, and I'm doing that because that's how I get up. I get up thinking. And I was thinking, what can I do in the morning when I'm getting ready for my day? And this is something that I can do. So I do hope that this provides value to everyone. The last one, and I want to thank everybody for your comments and your likes and stuff. Thank you. So the last one is very simple. Have fun, and I always end these lists with have fun, because I think we forget that this is really supposed to be a fun journey. It's a game, right? We're playing a game, and the higher you play the game, the more you know about the game, the better you can play the game, the more you can win in the game, right? So it's like the baseball player that goes out for batting practice and hits that ball 1,000 times a day, just practicing that swing and practicing that swing. He's going to play the game at a higher level. He's going to get to the major leagues. He's going to do better. It's the same thing with your business. You want to play at the high levels, you know do the things that you do the things that are going to get you there, even if they're hard. Make sure that you really figure out what your brand is and what your product is. Make sure you love your product. Make sure you're not embarrassed about posting and about sharing and placing ads or whatever you have to do. um, Help others win, and think of your business every day in some form, some fashion. Think about what it is that you're trying to build. Even if you don't physically do something, in your mind, just think, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm thinking with this, and I don't have time today, but I am thinking with it, and I know what my plan is. That in itself, during that whole process, you have to have fun. You have to have fun, because at the end of the day, we're really just trying to help others and help ourselves and our families to have better lives. And if building a business that's going to help others, entertain others, is something that you're passionate about, then go out and build it. Build it. But while you're building it, have fun, enjoy the time that you're doing it. It's a game. Life's a game. I don't take a lot of this stuff seriously, as you can see some of my comments. Um, I don't take it seriously. I'm a little bit more wild in my personal life when I'm interacting with people than I am here on. I'm a little bit more tamed here, but I'm always having fun, and this is fun for me, and I hope that this is fun for you, and I hope you're out there building something that you're proud of, and that you really want to help others with your product. So, all right, folks, thank you very much. I went 30 minutes today. Usually I go about 23. It's my goal, but today I had a lot to talk about. So I want to thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of you tremendously. I love you all. Please message me at John Henry Soto at protonmail.com if you're interested in just getting in communication with me. If you have any uh, projects that you're working on that you need any assistance with, please just email me and let me know, and I will gladly sit down with you and help you out. All right, folks, thank you very much. Um, Thank you, Facebook user. Sometimes I don't get the I don't get the name, so I'll show it just so people know that I don't get the name. But thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I definitely will give you a shout out at the end of this show for the thumbs up. Thank you, folks. God bless you all. I will see you Monday morning at 7 a.m. And as always,